doom, right? As far as I was concerned, right? There's no doom here. Hi, my name's Kenny. I still trade in my pajamas, as you all should be, right? Today we've seen another unprecedented move in the market. Um, I don't think anybody's ever seen a 10% move in the market. Let me just put it in perspective. I've been trading long enough where I've seen years go by that we haven't had this much movement. A year. We've had a year's worth of movement all in one day. We've had a 10% rally off lows in 45 minutes, all triggered by keyword algorithms that were looking for reasons to cover shorts and buy stocks. And the keyword was no tariff, right? So tariff, no tariff. Now we were ahead of the curve, and again, it sort of didn't service that well because no one was still long when the Qs were hitting 443. We were buying. I mean, it's hard to even talk about it. I was long the Qs at 409.50, selling 412.50, 415. And the next thing you know, they're breaking 420. I'm like, holy shit, we're going green. I should buy them back. And then they were at 430. I don't think I've ever seen 10 points in the. We're talking about $1 trillion of market movement in 5 minutes. These aren't human beings doing this. You get it now? But there's so many conversations that we could have based on what we just witnessed. If you're not convinced that it's all smoke and mirrors now, you have to be. Because you've just saw a crash and a correction of the crash. You just saw a move of 10%. There are years that have gone by when the market doesn't do what it did in 45 minutes. But it's also just proof that these are not human beings doing it. It's fake on the way down. It's fake on the way back up. It's all bullshit. And I feel that you should be angry at this point. Or that's why I'm bearish. I'm a perma bear. I like when the market goes up because you can make money. Down is fantastic either. The only market you don't like is stagnant markets. I don't think we're ever going to have one. But after all this volatility, we're due for some sideways nothingness, and it might become difficult to trade. But there's just so much money that's going around that I don't think we're able to have a boring day again. But aren't you a little concerned that we can get 10% moves in the market just based on tweets and fake news? And it was fake news. That's what's scary. That was fake news that made the market go up 10%. So I don't know. I'm staying out of it. Hi, how are you? I'm staying out of it. Again, Apple got down to 175. I was like, hey, I got to make a stand here. That's how the whole market. I bought Newsmax because it went green, and Apple because it hit 175. And then I was like, all right, if Apple's going to turn, maybe I'll buy some Qs. And then the market went absolutely crazy. And I was out of most of it, just selling it as it was a normal day, and then suddenly it became not normal. And now we're just consolidating that monster candle. Here's the thing, my friends. You know what an inside day is when we live inside the prior candle? We had a 10% candle today. We might be inside this candle for all of our days for the next month. So here's how you want to judge if the bull market's back. Above today's highs. Bear market, today's back below today's lows. That's how significant today is. Above today's highs, we're in a new bull market. Below today's lows, we're in a new bear market, for real. And I don't think I've seen a 10% candle on the market, ever. I'm almost speechless. But it's important to know what happened today, again. But it's also, to me, it's just, if you weren't convinced, right, that the market's completely, all of it's full of shit. But there's nothing about fundamentals here. You don't move a market 10% based on fundamentals. I guess if you want to break it down, tariffs are increasing the idea that corporations will make less money because price of blah blah blah. I guess fundamentally you could find that narrative, but to move the way we moved, put it this way, no company today, whatever happened at XYZ, doesn't make the company more valuable by, I mean, some of these stocks move 30, 40% in a day. I mean, you're just seeing some bizarro shit right now. And again, the market cap movement is just astronomical. If any of this was based on fundamentals, we wouldn't be moving the way we move every day. I mean, since the 80s, really, fundamental analysis was thrown out the window, I think, in 1987 when they first implemented the algorithm that crushed the market that day in Black Friday or Monday, whatever it was. I'm just a lowly day trader just trying to make a day's pay. It really is a wild time to be alive. So if you guys want to debate about it, I'm just looking for both sides. You know, as an IPO, an independent public observer, political shit. How about this? I'm an anarchist who doesn't have a allegiance to any party. If anything, I lean Republican, but I'm not a Trump fan. So I think I'd be a good moderator. I'm trying to get a little debate going. I want to hear how people feel about what they just witnessed and how they stay positive or how they could look at what's going on positively. And then again, my people on the other side, they're so negative about everything where they're not seeing some of the positivity out of what's going on. There is some silver linings to all this. And I'm a little bit centered in my one goal in life, and that goal is not really what other people have their goal is life. But what I'm trying to say is I don't want to get too negative here. These rallies around the country because they hate Trump so much, there's more important things to be rallying against right now in this country. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think you know what I'm saying, but I'm just not going to keep saying it over and over again because that negativity is going to give me cancer. I'm trying to stay positive. I was in an arboretum hanging out with the birds and the flowers yesterday, feeling lovely. I'm going to go to a spa next week. I'm going to be hanging with lambs. I'm just trying to chill. It's a hard time to be chill right now, but I will be. All right, my friends. So if you guys want to zen out and talk about both sides, Thursday night, schmooze is open for everybody. It should be a banger. And I am just I'm a little taken aback by what we're seeing here. But I'm just trying to enjoy the ride. Ride. All right? I'll see you guys in cyberspace. Email me,